Hello, everybody, and welcome to the electronic scoreboard for baseball classics. And don't know if everyone's familiar with baseball classics, but I became intrigued with the game and became a follower of it. The cards were really well done, and the creator, Dean, is quite the marketer, but he has done a lot of work with the game and over the years, and he's coming out with some new cards even for 2022. He's redesigned them. See if I can bring that up. He's redesigned them for 2022, where he's going to this poker size card, so they're not as skinny as they used to be. And looks like it's 0 to 9 for the results. Across the top and down the side. So it's going to be interesting. He's continuously trying to refine this game and the cards, and he's come up with all kinds of different features for the game. So I give him credit for that. But what I've done, because I like the game over the years, is I came up with my own version and I tweaked it. And I have in my code, I'm using the actual stats from these players, but it's also creating the cards on the fly for each at bat. And so you'll see certain things change even on the pitcher's card because of the percentages and ratios that I'm looking at in the background that I want to use to make the card more dynamic and accurate. And it's worked for me. And so right now I'm doing my Mark Fidrych 1976 replay with Baseball Classics. I've done it with almost every other game engine that I've played with. And so right now Mark stands at 12-2 in my replay. His real life was 11-4. And I've tried to keep the innings pitched to about the same. And you can see that my numbers are looking pretty good. He's actually doing a lot better on earned run average in my replay. So anyway, we're in the top of the fourth. The Tigers have a 3-0 lead. And in the real game, it was a 6-1 win for the Tigers. Pat Dobson only made it 4 innings, giving up 4 runs, and he's given up 3 so far to the Tigers. So we'll see how far Pat goes. So anyway, Rico Cardi's up. He's a 311 batter in 1976. His role is a 6, and that is a double, leadoff double. Brings up Boog, 7-12, and Boog strikes out. Buddy Bell going to the Birds card with a 14, and that's a flyout. So for each result, I've got the code built to incorporate batter advancement, the fielding matrix. So for this one, if the fielder is red, it's an error. And Dan Meyer, in fact, is a red fielder, so that would be an error. 10-14, that's a flyout. Runner safe at third if speed is green or he holds. And that runner on third, on second, is Rico Cardi, and his speed is red. So he will hold. Brings up Alan Ashby. He gets an 8, and that is a pop out. It was a pop out to the catcher. All right, bottom of the fourth, Chuck Scrivener's up with a 12, and that is a strikeout. Brings up Bruce Kim with a 10. He grounds out. If the catcher is a red fielder, it's an error. He is not, so he makes the play. 10, and that's a ground out to shortstop for Ron LaFleur. Frank Duffy will lead off the 5th against the Bird. That's a 13, and that's a strikeout. Dwayne Kuiper with a 5, and that's a single. Puts Kuiper on first base. Tommy Smith's the batter with a 5. That's a ground out to the pitcher. No runner advancement. John Lowenstein's the batter. 14 is a ground out to the second baseman, ends the inning. Brings up Dan Meyer for the Tigers, facing Pat Dobson with a 10. That's a ground out. 10-11 is a ground out for Ben Ogilvy. And Rusty Staub's the batter. That's a 14, and that's a flyout to right field. Rico Carty to face the Bird. Top of the 6th, that's a 5. So Fidrych is green here, indicates he has control, and that one is just 2 balls. And 5 is 2 more balls, so he does get the walk. Fidrych was stingy giving up the walks in 76. What a year pitching he was. He completed nearly, 90% of his games. It's just amazing what he did in 1976. This is a 14. That's a single to Boog Powell. The scoreboard will tell me about any runner advancement if it's happening. 13. It's a strikeout. Charlie Spikes. It's a pretty good lineup for the Indians here. 12. It's a ground out. It'll tell me if it's a double play. Double play if the third baseman is green. And typically Aurelio is, but he's got the blue rating here for some reason. So it is not a double play, but there is no runner advancement. 13 is a strikeout. So the Bird gets out of the inning. We are through 5. Pat Dobson's given up 3. I'm going to go ahead and replace him just for good measure, as Indians did, and bring in Dave LaRoche. And Jason Thompson will lead off. It's a 12-14, and it's a leadoff walk. 6 is a flyout to left field. Tom Verizor. 11-12 is a ground out. Double play, 4-6-3. Ends the inning, brings up Frank Duffy to face Fidrych. Make sure Fidrych does go the whole game, and he does. And he typically does in 76, I'm telling you. This is 12-16. That's a single. Dwayne Kuiper with a 10 is a ground out. Tommy Smith with a ground out. Double play if the shortstop is yellow. He is not. So we move on. Lowenstein with a 5-6, and that's a single. Brings up Rico Carty. 10-15, that's a double. Only brings in 1 run though. Boog Powell's up. 4-7, and that's a pop out to second base. So it's 3-1 at this moment. Chuck Scrivener leading off the 7th for the Tigers with a 7. That's a ground out. Bruce Kim, the Birds' personal catcher for that year. 8. It's a pop out. Third baseman Blue is an error. Buddy Bell's a green, so that is not the case. He makes the play. 10-14 is a walk. Brings up Dan Meyer with 2 outs in the inning. That's a 16, and that's a ground out to the second baseman. Top of the eighth, 6 outs left for the Indians. That's 11, that's a ground out. Charlie Spikes with an 11. That's a strikeout. 8-5-13 is a strikeout. Bottom of the eighth, and trying to stay true to the game, I'll bring in Stan Thomas. To face Ben Ogilvy with an 11. That's a ground out to the catcher. Rusty Staub with a 7 is a fly out to right field. Jason Thompson with an 11 strikes out. So the Indians are down to 3 outs. Let's see how this goes. Doesn't always go smoothly when I think it would. 13, that's a strikeout. Dwayne Kuiper. A 13, that's a strikeout. And Tommy Smith. 8 and a 5 is a 13. He strikes out the side to end the game. Wow. So, yeah, the bird struck out the side. He struck out 9 in this game. Wow. That's a pretty high number for the bird. Let's see. If I bring up the actual game. This game was a 3-1 game. The actual game was a 6-1 game. Can't imagine the bird struck out that many. No, he only struck out 3 in the real game, gave up 6 hits. This one he gave up 7 hits, walked 3. Doesn't walk many. So it's hard to replicate, but that's where we're at right now. And then what I typically do is I'll take that. I don't have it up right now. I will take a screenshot of the box score and I'll paste it over here so I can update my statistics after every game. So in this one, the bird will get the win, and this is his 17th start of 76. And then I'll put in the innings pitched. Let's see, 151. He gave up a run, 7 hits would be 96. 3 walks would make it 29, and 9 strikeouts. Ooh, that's gonna hurt the realism there a little bit. Let's see, 78. And then that's all figured. And in the actual game, he got the win. It is his 17th start. He went 9 innings, 151.3, gave up a run, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 3 Ks. So there's your comparison between 17 games worth, 76 between the replay and real life. And then I'll go through and update the batters. He is getting pretty good run support in this replay. And then the batting average against. You can see that batters are not doing as well against him in my replay either. Now, that's hard to believe that people were, they were slugging. This is the batting average against him in 76 through the 16 games that had been played prior to this game. So that's my Baseball Classics electronic scoreboard and game number 17 of my replay of the memorable Mark Fidrych the Bird 1976 pitching starts. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you on the forums.